time? How much time do I have? I have overshoot. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll just complete it quickly, yeah. Now, okay. So, yeah. So, LDL subclass matters a lot. So, small dense LDL is on the higher side in diabetic patients. So, even if you have a normal LDL report, you will tend to have a qualitative defect. So, there are patients who have a normal lipid profile and still have a bypass and a cardiac event. Now, these are patients who definitely have some qualitative abnormality in the lipid and they need to be assessed. Now, so what I need to emphasize is that normal lipid profile does not mean atherosclerotic risk is zero. So, normal cholesterol concentration may still be atherogenic. It is in the form of increased ApoB, increased small dense LDL, decreased HDL, and there may be a procoagulant state. So, the concept that the patient should go with a lipid profile report is that if it is normal and I am diabetic, I am still at risk. So, definitely you need to assess that. And here I need to focus that HDLC 1 milligram decrease increases the cardiac risk by 4 to 5%, while increasing this reduces the risk by 3%. So, it's a significant change in the clinical status that you can bring. Similarly, LDLC, if you decrease, you help in decreasing the cardiac risk. And see the amount of variation that just a total cholesterol increase by 10 milligram will increase the cardiac risk by 9%. That's a significant change. Similarly, triglyceride increase is known to increase cardiac risk by 75%. So, if you have 100 milligram triglyceride rise, you are increasing the cardiac risk by nearly 100% for this patient. So, you are making him more prone for this. And what one needs to remember is that when you are reporting, diabetic patients can have different types of lipid reports at different times, the same patient. So, when the patient has nephropathy, he has a different report. When he is euglycemic, he has a different report. And when he is hyperglycemic, he has a different report. So, the same patient can come to you back saying that, madam, this is what you are giving me, it's 3 months ago. But it can change. That is what you need to. So, I will just give these guidelines. Other tests which you need to do is for NASH and deficiencies, thyroid function. Then, of course, there are new markers like elevated lipoprotein and all these parameters which I think we eventually will come into your cardiac profile. And of course, I told you about genomics coming into the analysis. So I think that's my last slide. Thank you so much.